Alright, so what is up everybody on YouTube? This is of course Bullet RC, and today I got a very special video for you. But before I say all that, it's time for yet another video. And you may have been surfing around the internet, you may have been on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook and seen a video like this. Or like this. Or one of these. And you probably thought to yourself, that don't work, man. Or thought this, I might try this product. Or the most popular thought that makes complete sense, I knew it was them all along. Yo, Tony.
Yeah.
It's the Illuminati, man. They run the Crep Protect and they run Jason Mark. It's the Illuminati, I know it.
What do you mean?
It's the Illuminati, okay? That's the only way they can clean the shoes so good. It's the Illuminati. I think they're coming for me right now.
You alright?
I don't have time for this. So today, although I'm not getting paid for this, even though I wish I was, we're gonna test out two products. There's Crep Protect and also Jason Mark Repel. Both extremely well known in the sneaker world and the sneaker culture through Facebook, just for the crazy videos of people basically spraying this stuff on their shoes, wherever the case may be, even though I'm out of Crep Protect, but spraying this on their shoes, and basically they don't have to worry about anything anymore. Ketchup, mustard, ranch. Say for instance you're walking around New York on a 97-degree day with shorts on and Timbs and all white high top Nike socks, and you just grab some pizza from the bodega and you spill some hot sauce from their pizza on your Timbs. Yo, shouts out to New York. I still love all my people out in New York. I just had to do it. I had to do the Timbs joke. Like I said, Jason Mark Repel versus Crep Protect. And this is what we're gonna be using. We're gonna be using ketchup. We're gonna be using mustard. One of my favorite condiments from Chick-Fil-A is Chick-Fil-A sauce, barbecue sauce, and like I said, there's gonna be some Texas Pete hot sauce as well, even though I'm more of a Tabasco fan myself, but Texas Pete is what we had, so that's what I'm using. And for the shoes that are gonna be our test subjects today, for the leather, I'm going to use the Chicago Air Jordan 1, all white. Basically, I just pour most of the stuff on the toes. They're all white with a little bit of red, but they're leather. So leather shouldn't be too hard to clean. You don't only got to worry about like white threading in leather. So these ones did pretty well. Next up, I have the all waterproof Timbs, and the good things about Timbs are that they are waterproofed already most of the time, so you don't have to really worry about it too much. But for the fall and winter, these are necessary, in my opinion at least. I mean, if you're anywhere that rain, snow, mud, all that stuff, the Timbs are the heavy duty boys, so we also gonna use these as well. For the suede, we're gonna use these Asics right here. These are the gray pair from the Ocean pack. So we'll also have a suede test subject, a material that a lot of people are scared to mess up, because once you mess up suede, it's kind of done. So this one's gonna be pretty important for a lot of people. And for my last shoe that I was most worried about, but for the video I put them on the line, is my all white Nmds. These ones did get a little bit dirty after a while, just because the all white prime knit is extremely hard to keep clean. And some of the stuff I poured on these, like barbecue sauce and Chick-Fil-A sauce, are heavy, like pretty heavy sauces. So y'all will see soon. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. So as far as applying both of these, there's not too much different. What I will say is that the Repel is a little bit of a heavier spray. As you guys can see, it's a little bit of a heavier spray as far as the Crep Protect goes. Now, the one pro with the Crep Protect, I will say, is that they at least say on the can that you basically shake, you spray, you wait 10 minutes, then you spray again. So 2 coats of the Crep Protect, basically 20 minutes they're saying, so let's just say 30 minutes. But for the Repel, it's a little bit differently. Basically they say layer it on, spray a few coats, and wait a full 24 hours or more to go ahead and go through. And if you want to apply more coats, just spray it on after. So what I did was I basically followed the rules for one spray on this one. So I sprayed a few coats, probably 3 or 4, and then I stopped. For the Crep Protect, I sprayed 2 as it says, and then I stopped. I waited 24 hours on both, so it's even and fair.
Running through the 6 with my woes. passport was the only thing I'm passing. Flying overseas, turning dreams into habits, turning coast to first classes. Mom, I'm never moving back, and I put 6 years in the flow. Okay, no wonder it got mastered. The flow need a damn, why it's doing too much damage. God damn, it's good to get it, even better with your niggas.
So our first test is gonna be ketchup on Suede. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I put way too much ketchup on these A6 for them to be Suede. But this shoe is using the Jason Mark Repel, and as you guys can see, it's still working pretty good. It's nothing really sticking or staying around. The only thing you always gotta worry about is just basically where the shoe is stitched together, maybe pieces of something getting stuck in there. But after a good little wash with the water, there was a little bit of leftovers, but not really that much to the point where it was like bad or something to talk about. And then this one, we're using the Crep Protect. Now the thing I noticed between this shoe to the last shoe is that first off, I used less ketchup. And also some of the ketchup was sticking around a little bit longer. If you guys look at the toe box, you can kind of see the bottom of where it was sticking to. It stays a little bit longer. It was a little bit hard to get off, and when you're washing off Suede, you don't want to have to put too much water on it because it will get wet and it can mess with the nap of the Suede. But after a little bit of wiping, I got most of it off. There is a little bit of residue on the shoe, but nothing too crazy. I mean, it's way better than if I just spilt ketchup. Next up, we're on the leather first shoe using Repel, and I kind of learned my lesson, not using as much mustard, but I was pretty confident in this one. Actually, now look, I used a lot. I was pretty confident because leather itself isn't a hard material to fix, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty easy just to wipe off. So this one, I wasn't really scared. You guys can see the mustard is relatively coming off pretty easily. It took a little time to get it off the edges. But all in all, after a while, it just washes all away. So this one is definitely a go. Repel work 100%. Now, on the Crep Protect, it's basically the same. Not too much else different going on. Water sprays it right off. It actually came off a lot faster on this shoe with the Crep Protect than the Repel, which is kind of weird. It's like back and forth to the shoes, but either way, both works. Next up, we got the hot sauce on the Timbs for my New York my New York story earlier, and hot sauce is already kind of watery, so it really wasn't too much going into this, not too much risk. Also, like I said, man, the Timbs are already kind of waterproofed out, so they're already going to be helping you when you add those extra things. Using the Protect, you guys can see it's still just basically falling straight off. Nothing's really happening to it, and once again, both cleaners very strong, no problems with the Timbs at all. Washed off extremely clean, good to go. Next up, we had the Chick-Fil-A sauce on the Nmds, and this one was the scariest test for me, just because I don't have an extra pair of Nmds, and just to put this heavy Chick-Fil-A sauce on white prime knit, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was worried. As you guys can see, I'm washing it off, and most of the Chick-Fil-A sauce is coming off, but I feel like just that prime knit material, since it is sock-like, once you use so much water, it soaks into the shoe, so you have to make sure you let it dry and add another layer. As you guys can see, it washed off pretty clean, but there still was some spotting that you really can't see, but it's still there a little bit. Now, as we move to the Crep Protect, it's kind of the same thing. The prime knit, like I said, is a weird sock-like material, weird knit material. For the Chick-Fil-A sauce to not even get stuck in it as much as it should was amazing to me. And you guys can see it's still washing off with pretty much ease. It just took a lot longer to actually get most of it off. I found that after a while, the material started getting wet and wet and wet and basically just getting soaked. And what can happen then is anything that you spill on it can just get soaked in there. So it worked okay. And for the finale, I did the barbecue sauce, and I think this was the tipping point, really, especially for the Nmds. Remember, I'm still using Crep Protect and Repel on both shoes. You guys know that the left shoe is gonna be your Repel, the right shoe is gonna be the Crep Protect. And I actually really started getting worried. Y'all can see, like, I'm really trying to like get the barbecue sauce off the Nmds like super fast. The A6, I wasn't really worried about the Suede. It kind of came out pretty easily, but the Nmds, I mean, I let them dry and I didn't throw in an extra coat of either of the cleaners. So basically, lesson learned for anyone out there watching, after it rains, after maybe you spill something on it, make sure you hit another layer up or even 2 layers, because the water in the whatever, the debris, wherever it gets on your shoe, is gonna degrade and basically wash away the repellent after a while. And you guys are just seeing that it's still barbecue sauce on the NMDs, so I'm gonna have to actually go in and clean them. But and all in all, I think both cleaners did an excellent job for what they had to go up against. But that is it for me, and that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, definitely hit that like button. If you are new, definitely subscribe to the channel. Try to put up new content every other day. This video did take me a few days to actually record and edit and put up, so I'd appreciate just hitting that thumbs up button. All in all, I feel like both cleaners work extremely well, especially with the Suede and NMDs. Now I do have my NMDs with me right here, and after kind of scrubbing them a little bit, not even with cleaner, just scrubbing them with a white towel, there's still some residue up there. You can still see a little bit of discoloring on them. It's hard to see right here, just listen to what I'm saying. But all in all, I feel like both cleaners are pretty much the same, really. The only thing that's different is that on some shoes the repel worked a little bit better, you know, just a little bit better. It kind of came off quicker. But the Crep Protect strength is that it says it only takes about 30 minutes, and also it just goes on a lot less heavy. As you guys saw when I was using repel, it was really watery, it seemed like, and it kind of darkened the material of the shoe a little bit, just a little bit, but you're getting a little bit, and I stress a little bit, of extra protection for that. So basically you can either use whichever one. Both of them work great. You guys literally just see me pour barbecue sauce on white permanent NMDs, pour ketchup on Suede Asics, pour hot sauce on Tim's, and pour mustard on Air Jordan 1s. Fresh Air Jordan 1s, by the way. And you guys seen it live on camera. No weird stuff, no weird editing. It's all there for you, and that's what I want to do with this video. Anyways, that is it for me. Much love to all the fam, followers, and supporters. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Snapchat. The Snapchat is bull.cb, by the way. Here, there, blase blah, and everywhere else at bull.rc. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Have you guys used Crep Protect? Have you used Jason Mark Repel? What do you like better? And yeah, man, risking the NMDs, man. Gotta risk those NMDs for that revenue, eh?